almost 5 years since the earthquake and tsunami triggered a series of meltdowns at the Fukushima nuclear plant on the northeast coast of Japan. Some 160,000 people were evacuated from the surrounding villages. Continuing high radiation levels mean the exclusion zone remains, and about 100,000 are still unable to go home. Our correspondent Rupert Hayes went inside the exclusion zone with Professor Jerry Thomas.
So what's the difference between biological and physical half-life?
So physical half-life is...
Professor Jerry Thomas is one of Britain's leading experts on the effects of radiation on the human body. She's come with me to the town of Okuma, inside the radiation exclusion zone. She believes strongly the world has been told the wrong story about this place.
Jerry, this is the first time you've been in here.
Yeah.
What's your initial reaction when you see this?
I think it's really sad because it doesn't look like Japan. I mean, Japan is a very neat country, and you come here and you can see that this has just been left to rack and ruin. Nobody's been here. You can see there's still damage from the earthquake that's not been repaired. And for the people who left here, it must be incredibly sad not to be able to come back.
And I mean, you're very much of the opinion that this is not necessary.
But at the moment, it wouldn't be safe to come back because you haven't repaired the damage to the infrastructure. But in terms of radiation, the amount of radiation that we're getting now is very small. And if you were inside a building, you'd be getting less.
Yeah, I was going to say...
than if you're standing in the open air.
We can take a reading here. So this is my personal dosimeter.
Yeah.
And it's saying about 2.8 microsieverts per hour. So that's 3 microsieverts per hour.
Yeah.
So what does that mean in terms of, you know, if I lived here, how much radiation I'd be getting each year?
If you equate that, if you stood out in the open air all day, and you slept out here, and didn't move from these spots, then you'd be getting around about an extra millisievert a year, which is not very much when you consider our background doses are about 2 millisieverts a year. And if you had a CT scan, it would be 10 millisieverts.
And if you're a radiation worker, you can get, in a nuclear power plant, you can get up to 20 millisieverts
Yeah, up to 20 millisieverts, yeah.
And so an extra 1 millisievert a year, what is the long-term impact on your health?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Has the media and the government and everybody got it completely wrong in what they've been saying about it?
In my opinion, yes, they definitely have. I mean, the radiation has not been the disaster. It's our response to the radiation, our fears that we've projected onto other people to say this is really dangerous. It isn't really dangerous, and there's plenty of places in the world where you'd live with natural background radiation of at least this level. But because it is not the norm, and because we know there's been an accident that's caused these levels to be raised, we perceive that as being very much more dangerous than it actually is. So we've got ourselves into a sort of knot of believing that a single bit more of radiation is going to be very, very dangerous. Whereas actually I think there's very good evidence that worrying about it, not going outside and exercising, which means you put on weight, that's much more dangerous for your health than the small amount of radiation that you would have from living somewhere like this.
And in tomorrow's Newsday, Rupert will be in